Sports update on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Let's look at some stories this evening on the show. Yes, we start with this particular story in New York. That is where the Super Eagles Team B are campaign continue their preparation for the big one that is bid for tomorrow at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium. Yes, as we speak, the NSC DG, that is Honorable Bukola Olokwade, charges Super Eagles B to be focused against Ghana, and that is the Black Galaxies of Ghana in the return leg of the 2025 Championship qualifier, where the Super Eagles Team B of Nigeria we have a date. We keep a date with the Black Galaxies of Ghana. The first leg in Accra, that is at the Accra City Stadium, just a weekend ago, ended on the goalless draw between Nigeria and Ghana. Yes, it is a winner takes all in this particular one. Whoever wins the game for tomorrow qualifies for the Chan Nations Championship 2025 to be hosted by Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. Yes, it is actually a tough one. Ghana are our perennial rivals. They are ever, whenever it is any whether sports or other sectors, it is always a very big battle between Nigeria and Ghana, and this time around we've always met in all fronts, in all sectors. Just last weekend they defeated the Flamingos via penalty right there in Ghana, also for the inaugural Wafubi Under-17 Girls Tournament. And now the Nigerian Super Eagles Team B are focused. Coach Austin Ugwevon in the morning will look at that story, where he is in Belgium right now, where we thank God for the successful surgery. But from his base in Belgium, he's wishing the Super Eagles Team B, that is a good outing against Ghana, and he's putting all his support, all his experience and Arsenal together to see how the home base Eagles can come out tops of that game tomorrow. We know that Coach Fidelis Ilechiko and Daniel Ogumodede are the two coaches in charge. They are assistants to Austin Ugwevon, who himself is an interim coach of the Super Eagles, that is Team A of the Nigerian senior men's national team. So for Coach Rezo, Austin Ugwevon is also looking forward to see the Super Eagles Team B getting a win. And for the NSC, that is National Sports Commission Director General Honorable Bukola Olokwade, who himself is throwing his weight, but his advice coming in early enough to the guys that, hey, you just have to be focused. Don't take your foot off the pedal. Be 150% focused on that game. And the team, they continued their preparation yesterday, and they also the Black Galaxies of Ghana touched down in Uyo earlier on this afternoon, and they themselves will be having their own training session later on this evening as we speak. The Super Eagles Team B is they have already been training ever since now. So both teams will be having a light training session tonight, and then tomorrow morning it's just going to be a light workout, and the team will be ready to do battle later on in the evening when they take on the Black Galaxies of Ghana. And Honorable Bukola Olokwade will be cheering on the Super Eagles Team B right there at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium. Yes, someone say he's a bit scared of this game because the away goal rule still plays a part on the continent of Africa. The away goal rules is no longer in existence in Europe. It has been scrapped, but on the continent of Africa, we're still using the away goal rule. So for the Super Eagles Team B, they have to play that game without conceding a goal. If they concede, they need to score two more goals to cancel out with the number of goals, whatever it is. 1-1 is not welcome. If it ends on a goalless draw, it's going to go straight, or we'll have a penalty shootout and what have you, extra time or penalty shootout. And then if it is 1-1, 2-2, except is an outright win for the Super Eagles Team B of Nigeria. So that game is one game that all Nigerians are looking forward to. Analysts on our sports show say they should use the Super Eagles Team B should use that game as a Christmas gift for the sports-loving, football-loving Nigerians. So we look forward to that, and good one coming in from the NSC DG, charging the Super Eagles team B to go all out for victory and be 150% focused on that game. Let's leave the Super Eagles team B and let's go straight to the NPFL, that is Nigerian Premier Football League. Yes, it's March day 19th this weekend, but one game, already 4 games has been rescheduled earlier on, and now another game has been rescheduled. That game is between Lobby Stars of Makurdi and Heartland FC of Owerri. The rescheduling coming in because that stadium, the Lafia Township Stadium, it will not be available for that game. So the game has been rescheduled to take place on the 29th, that is a Sunday, at the Lafia Township Stadium by 4 p.m. And we know that Lobby Stars, they are struggling on the Nigerian Premier Football League table. For Heartland, yes, they've managed to find their way out of the murky waters of relegation. And we know that the Nigerian Premier Football League is so interesting this season, and we're seeing teams getting an away wins and what have you. For Lobby Stars, for them to come out of the relegation battle, they actually had to hire a Finnish man to join the coaching crew. That is, he's from Finland. When we say Finnish, not the other one, he's from Finland, and he joined the Daniel Omokachi, the Bull, in Lobby Stars. So it's going to be an interesting game between Lobby Stars and Heartland FC of Owerri. Let's look at the Nigerian Premier Football League table quickly and see where both teams are standing on the Nigerian Premier Football League table. Remo Stars still leads the charge on that table, and then we have Rivers United, who are second on the table with 33 points, and we have Shooting Stars of Ibadan on 30 points. We have Enugu Rangers on the 4th with 28 points. Ekaneme, Ikorodu City, Kano Pillars, Niger Tornadoes, Bayelsa United, who has 24 points. Abia Warriors 10, who has 10 points on the log. And then we have the other side of the table. That is where both teams are standing right now. Let's look at the other side of the table. We have Enyiba, who are leading from the second side of the table, and then we have Kwara United second with 23 points, Heartland FC of Owerri. So Heartland is on the 13th, Sunshine Stars, Bendel Insurance, Katsina United, Plateau United, and Lobby Stars occupies the bottom of the table with just 19 points. So if you look at the position of Heartland, 21 points to 19 points, just 4 points difference. And whatever happens that game, definitely Heartland and Lobby Stars, both teams will be looking for a win. For Heartland, in their last 5 games, they've played 3 losses, 1 win, and 1 draw. And for Lobby Stars of Makurdi, it has been 2 wins and 3 losses for Lobby Stars in their last 5 games. And it has a -8 goal difference compared to Heartland FC of Owerri, who has a -3 goal difference. So it's a big one. Last 5 games for both teams, there has been 3 losses for Lobby, 2 wins, and for Heartland FC of Owerri, 3 losses also, 1 win and 1 draw. So it looks more balanced between both teams. And as it stands, the Nigerian Premier Football League table, like I said, is getting interesting ever since the beginning of last season and continue this season, and which is the way to go if we really want our league to be recognized in the world. First of all, we have to conquer our territory, conquer the continent, and then in the world. Who says we cannot see players coming in from, though we've had foreign players playing in our league, players from Ghana, neighboring countries, Cameroon, and what have you, and we also have at some point players from Brazil coming to play in the Nigerian Premier Football League. We have a coach from Brazil, that is Rafael Everton, some time ago coaching Abia Warriors and what have you in the Nigerian Premier Football League. So we can also, the league can improve and develop where we'll see other teams, other countries, other players from other countries in Europe coming down to play in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Welfare is the key, organization is the key, and we must be consistent with this development we are seeing in the Nigerian Premier Football League table, Nigerian Premier Football League, if we actually want to attract investors, foreign players, and what have you in the league. According to Benga Legbeleye, that is the chairman of the league, he said yes, NPFL can attract investors. We'll look at that story on Wednesday. Yes, he said credibility, honesty, and good officiating will bring investors into the league. And when you have investors, what does that mean? Players will troop in into the league. So for that rescheduled game, match day 19 action, that the fixtures, the full fixtures, will be coming up on our weekend sports show of tomorrow, Saturday. All of those fixtures and what have you to know about the game for match day 19, and also you look at the table and on weekend sports. All right, let's leave the Nigerian Premier Football League and go straight to the EPL, that is the English Premier Football League, where one man this time around will go straight to St. Mary's, Southampton in England. Yes, Zurich, the coach of Southampton, is backing Paul Onuachu to end Southampton goal drought. Yes, he has not been on the score sheet ever since he came back from Trabzonspor in the Turkish Superliga, where he went on loan. He actually banked 14 goals in Turkey before returning back to England after Southampton got promoted to the English Premier Football League. So for Paul Onuachu, he was fantastic yesterday, despite that loss to West Ham United 1-0. But the coach is looking forward to see him start scoring goals, because that is what he is known for. One of his goals was nominated for the Puskás Award during the FIFA 2024 FIFA Awards that happened just a week ago. And now for Paul Onuachu, has not really hit the ground running with Southampton. We know in his first season he actually struggled. That was why he was sent out on loan, and he did so well in Turkey. But coming back, he's good, just that the goals hasn't started coming in for Paul Onuachu, and we're also backing him to end the goal drought in that league. So looking at the EPL, yes, for Manchester United, we will be looking at the EPL table. If we can get the EPL table, we also love to have the EPL table. Now, for Manchester United faithfuls, their fans, and what have you, the coach, Ruben Amorim, is actually spitting fire. Yes, he says, forget Champions League, Europa League qualification. That is what Ruben Amorim, after a 4 straight loss in the English Premier League. They lost to Nottingham Forest, they lost to Wolves, they lost to Arsenal, and now the man is saying they should forget anything, maybe Europa League or Champions League qualification. The only thing that can guarantee them a Champions League qualification, or even maybe qualifying for the Europa League this season, is when they get to the final and wins the Europa League, they qualify for the Champions League automatically. But if they don't win the Europa League and they don't end between 1st, 4th, 5th, and 6th in the English Premier Football League table, that means they should forget anything about anything about European competition come next season. So for Ruben Amorim, is a man who is really under fire right now. He's beginning to ask questions. What is happening to his team? 4 straight loss out of 8 games, 4 wins and 4 losses for him. So it's looking, it's not really looking good for Ruben Amorim at the dugouts for Manchester United. They call it the theater of dreams, and someone said it's now becoming the theater of nightmares for fans and for the players. We saw what that defeat meant for Manchester United yesterday against Wolves at Molineux. It has pushed them to the 14th position on the English Premier Football League table and 7 points just above the relegation zone. All right, we have the table right now. That is where Manchester United are. If you look at it, Tottenham has 23 points, Brentford has 23 points, West Ham United has 23 points, Manchester United has 22 points. Now, Everton, Crystal Palace, Wolves, Leicester City, Ipswich Town, outside Southampton. Now, these are teams that are following Manchester United closely. If Man U don't win the next 2-3 games to even boost their confidence. They have 22 points. That means teams like Everton, Wolves, Leicester City, if they actually get a win, okay, outside Leicester City, if they get the maximum 9 points, Leicester City, they will push, they will go close to, maybe they will be at the 15th position, while Man U will drop down. So it's looking dicey for Manchester United. This is not the kind of Manchester United a lot of fans, former players, actually played in. No wonder we looked at that story in the morning where Owen is actually spitting fire. He frowns. He's fuming to what he's seeing at Old Trafford with Ruben Amorim. He just need to do something fast. If not, Manchester United might just be in the relegation battle towards the end of the season. Now, the first half of the season, it's over in the English Premier League, and definitely when the second half of the season resumes, it's going to be tough games, and Man U has a lot of tough games at hand after Wolves game. So let's see what will happen to Manchester United. But what Ruben Amorim is telling the players and the management, they should not think of playing in Europe come next season. But if a miracle happens, definitely they can play in Europe, and that miracle is if they win the Europa League, they can play in the Champions League. But if not, they have to end on a very good position between first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth to be guaranteed a place in European club competition come next season. You saw the table, and it is the way it is for the English Premier Football League. Let's quickly look at the EPL fixtures. We have 2 games for today. It is the continuation of the Boxing Day fixtures. We have Brighton. They will be at the American Express Stadium to welcome Brentford, while Arsenal, the Emirates, also play the newly promoted Ipswich Town. So it's going to be a battle tonight between Arsenal and Ipswich Town, and also Brentford going away to American Stadium in that fixture against Brighton in the English Premier Football League. All right, let's go straight to the biggest franchise in the world. They say it is the biggest franchise. When we say the biggest franchise, it is the NBA. There were dramatic games earlier as of this morning, just 0.1 seconds on the buzzer, and teams like Washington Wizards getting win. Teams like Oklahoma City Thunder, Chicago Bulls, and then we had Toronto Raptors. We had Utah Jazz just at the buzzer. They lost to Portland Trail Blazers. All right, let's take the full result. Charlotte Hornets defeated Washington Wizards. Lost to Washington Wizards, I beg your pardon, 110 to 113 points for Washington Wizards. The Miami Heat, yes, that game was full of drama. Just 0.1 seconds to go, and it was a fantastic game. It was an intense one between Miami Heat and the Orlando Magic, 89-88 in that game. And then Oklahoma City Thunder defeated Indiana Pacers 120 to 114 points for Indiana 114 for Indiana Pacers. Then Chicago Bulls, they lost at their own court ground to Atlanta Hawks 141 to 133 points, while New Orleans Pelicans also lost their game to Houston Rockets 111 to 128 for Houston's. And then Brooklyn Nets defeated Milwaukee Bucks 111 to 105 for the Bucks. And then Toronto Raptors were blown away by Memphis Grizzlies, 155 points for the Grizzlies against Toronto Raptors 126 points. Utah Jazz, just 2 points. They lost that game, like I said, just some 0.5 seconds on the buzzer. Portland Trail Blazers at least got that 2 points, and they defeated Utah Jazz 122 to 120 points. And then the Detroit Pistons also in that game. It was fantastic game, 114 against Sacramento Kings. This was the most dramatic game on the night for the NBA. 114 points for Pistons against Sacramento Kings 113. It was all looking square before that 1 point gave the Pistons the win in that particular game. The NBA, it is the NBA regular season, and big things are happening in the NBA. All right, let's leave the NBA result and quickly look at some transfer stories on the show because we are almost out of time. Liverpool hope defender Virgil van Dijk is going to sign a new contract for him, and we are looking forward to seeing Virgil van Dijk getting a new contract. And then Bayern Munich left back Alphonso Davies wants English Premier League move. Definitely for Alphonso, all Premier League clubs have been keeping tabs on him to see if they can actually get him. And the last one on the show this evening, Arsenal keep tabs on Wolves forward Kwon Ha. You saw what he did against Manchester United in that game at Molineux yesterday night. All right, that is where we'll be leaving it on the show Sports Update this evening. Thanks for watching. I am Emmanuel Fashimi.